Hello my fellow smug ones, well I'm guessing that either the judge can't count or points are actually worthless. Let's begin. Okay, this story is from the Daily Express and it says, a driver with 27 points on their licence is still not banned from UK roads. I don't know about you, but I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, what is the whole point in having points if they're just going to say, oh, don't worry about them, you can have some more? Just makes a mockery of the whole thing, doesn't it? I mean, for those who don't know, you're only allowed 12 points before you get banned, or 6 points if you're a new driver in the first 2 years. And unfortunately, my girlfriend actually fell into the 2-year trap, as I like to call it, because she unfortunately did get 6 points in the first 18 months, I think it was. And yes, admittedly, I had to prise my fingers out of the dashboard half the time when I was teaching her, but she did actually eventually pass. She may have been on first times with the examiners by the end of it, but she still passed. And I think it is just really unfair to the majority of people who actually get points when people like this just come along and seem to play the system to get rid of their points. 222 drivers in Cheshire have accrued in excess of 12 penalty points on their licences. However, they are still driving around with a valid DVLA licence. Normally, as I was saying, if a driver exceeds 12 penalty points on their licence within 3 years, they would face disqualification for at least 6 months. And personally, I think that should still happen because otherwise it's not going to be much of a deterrent otherwise, is it? And I'm sure the more they let people get away with it, the less respect they'll actually have for those points. A Freedom of Information request by Cheshire Live to the DVLA provided the staggering figures. The FOI also found out that there are currently 8,632 licence holders in Britain with at least 12 points. However, courts can use discretion in some cases. The DVLA said drivers with 12 points are only allowed to keep their licence in a small percentage of cases. They said that most of these discretionary cases involve cases where disqualification would cause exceptional hardship. Well, to be honest, they should have actually thought about that before doing what they did to end up getting the points, shouldn't they? And I bet the guy who's got 27 points probably doesn't actually care much about them, especially if he thinks he can just get away with it. And I've got a feeling that that small percentage, as they call it, is probably going to end up getting much bigger as time gets on, especially if they just let people get away with it. YouTube's algorithm thinks you'd like to see one of these videos next, so let me know if it's right.